Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. We got another episode of Washington Talk, or Washington Commanders Talk. I was about to say Washington Football Talk, but I'm here with Juan Gotti, and also Rio is going to be coming on the channel later. How you doing, Juan?
I'm good. Appreciate you for having me on, man. The draft is fastly approaching, and it should be interesting to see what this team does at 11, at 47. Do we trade to get more picks? Like it's interesting, but with besides that, I just want to play. I just want to see ball, man. I really do. How you doing, Pedro?
Pretty good, pretty good. And yeah, we got what, 12 days till the draft? I believe it's the 28th. It's not this Thursday, but the Thursday after that. So it's fastly approaching. And before we know it, it's going to be here. And the rumors are going to start to go crazy. I mean, they already are kind of going crazy, but in the next week or two, the rumors are going to be insane. And I mean, I think Juan knows this and most people know it, but don't believe everything you're hearing about these players. Like, if something comes up about, like, oh, this guy, something's wrong with him, like off the field or things like that, a lot of it might be smokescreen. Some of it might be real, but the true things will come after the draft, and you'll see what teams, were actually interested in certain players. And because we always hear about smoke screens right before the draft, this team really loves this player, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And along with we're always finding out players where teams love this player and whatnot. We always find out some players that we hype up during the pre-draft process. Some players aren't what they made to be. Like for an example, it was talks about a couple years ago, we wanted Kelvin Harmon in like the second round, but then he ultimately got drafted in the sixth by us. So it's like what I mean by that is like pre-draft process, we tend to hype up some of these guys that ultimately turns out to one not be nothing and two get drafted later than when some of these guys are projected to be drafted in some of these mock drafts. So that goes along with players or teams being interested in players and finding out that we're not. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yes, for sure. So let's say hi to some people in the chat. Um, Ben, what's up? What's up, Haha? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Gus Bus? What's up, Troy? Let's see. What's up, Brian? Appreciate all you guys coming through. And Outlaw King. Make sure you guys sub up to Juan. I mean, you guys already know the drill. Links in the description with Rio's channel as well. Make sure you guys sub up to both of them. And Juan, you got anything to plug? You've been posting a lot of content lately.
Yeah, no, definitely just subscribe to my YouTube channel, One Gotti Talking Sports. On the road to 4,000 subscribers. You can give me a follow on Instagram too and Twitter. I'm more so on Instagram, but at One Gotti Talking Sports for all three of those. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so sorry, I was just trying to mess with the green screen right there. But yeah, so like we said, less than 2 weeks away from the draft. And I mean, I feel like we have a solid idea about kind of the positions we're targeting at 11. Like the main one is receiver. But again, wouldn't be, I think it's going to be either receiver or defensive back. So either one of the top receivers or a corner or Kyle Hamilton at 11. Things could definitely change. Like if they go into the 20s, then who knows? It could be a wide receiver, it could be a DB, it could maybe even be a linebacker, maybe even an offensive lineman, which I wouldn't agree with, but it is what it is. So like there's a lot of different things that they could do if they trade back. But at 11, I think it's pretty clear that they'll, take a receiver or Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner if he's somehow there, but I don't think he's going to be there, or Kyle Hamilton. I don't really think they're going to take a linebacker at 11, and I really don't think they're going to take an offensive lineman there unless maybe someone falls, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, me personally, and maybe I tend to do this sometimes. I wouldn't say overrate some of these players, but I put a lot of faith in these guys. So I'm not a guy that want to go cornerback at 11. I wouldn't be like supposed to it if it's BPA. Like if we're at 11 and best player available is Derek Stingley or Sauce Gardner, then I'll be like, okay, because at that point, when you look at our team, and I don't mean to go on a little rant, but when you look at our team, besides quarterback, let me see, how can I say this? So quarterback was our biggest like weakness that we had to fill this offseason. Like we had to fill that. We filled that with Carson Wentz. Then you look at the rest of this team. No other position is a we have to fill that role or we're gonna be downright terrible.
Besides maybe like, I mean, we won't be terrible, but I think middle linebacker, add another guy is like a pretty big need, but not necessarily. I agree with you. Like quarterback was the biggest one.
Yeah, so like middle linebacker, yeah, we need to add one. We need to add another receiver, tight end too, right? Or another guard. But we can win with what we have right now on this roster. But quarterback, we had to fill that, or we were going to be 7-10, possibly worse again. So what I meant to say was, since we filled that big hole, we don't need like we can pretty much draft any position. And I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't be mad about it, but I will draft any position and I'll understand it just because it's not a need that we need on. How can I say this the right way? It's not a position that we need to address with 11 anymore. Quarterback was a position we needed to address.
Yeah.
But now we can go receiver, we can go corner, we can go safety, go linebacker, we can do whatever, right? So what I think Washington might end up doing, I wouldn't mind drafting a cornerback at 11, but then there's like you have William Jackson who you paid, you have Kendall Fuller, you have Benjamin St. Juice, then you draft Derek Stingley or Sauce Gardner. I mean, it's nothing wrong with having a lot of more, a lot of corners, but you got to find a way to get all these guys on the field. So who are your two corners going to be? What, Jackson and Stingley, and then Juice in the slot, or can one of these guys going to have to take a back seat? And I truly like the three that we already have, plus with Dane Johnson, who I think I wouldn't say morph into an elite slot corner, but he can be really good. He showed some promise in that Green Bay Packers game. So I like the three starting corners we have now. Juice just has to stay healthy. So if we take Stingley, I wouldn't be mad as long as if it's BPA. So I think that's what I want Washington to do. Besides, drafting a player that I think like you're going to ask me what player I want at 11. Besides a player that I want at 11, if it's BPA, it's no reason none of us can be mad at it, because best player available is, what I think this team is going to end up doing, or should would be in a position to do at 11.
Yeah, and I think that, drafting BPA in the first round is what you should do. Obviously, like if the best let's go, for example, for Washington. If the best player available is on their board, Kayvon Thibodeau. No, they're not going to take, their best player available, which is Kayvon Thibodeau, because he is not at a position of need at all. Like he would not be starting on this team, and he would probably never be starting on this team. So that, it's up to a certain extent. Maybe they put like, okay, these are the 4 positions we would be willing to draft in the first round, and then the best player available out of those positions. So maybe for Washington, it would be wide receiver, safety, maybe tackle, because not that they need a tackle, but like they'll be going through the premium positions, and I think that's what they're probably going to do. Let's see. Someone said, I want to read the comment. Insanity is drafting a defense in first year or in the first 6 years in a row and expecting to score more than 20 points. Offensive personnel is garbage. I mean, I somewhat agree with that. And they did draft Dwayne Haskins in 2019, so that was one year that they broke the streak. But they also did, they did draft Montez Sweat in that same draft. I somewhat agree with the people that really don't want to draft defense, and I want to add a receiver. But, like, if an elite talent is there, like if Sauce Gardner is there, an elite shutdown corner, I'm taking him. If Kyle Hamilton is there, I'm taking him, because there's this year's class isn't top heavy at the receiver position. Like last year, it was pretty top heavy. You had Jamar Chase, who is a stud. You have Jalen Waddle, who also had over 1,000 yards. He's a stud. And you had Devontae Smith, who had a really good rookie year, like 900 something yards. After that, there's a little bit of a drop off. This year, there is very, very good depth. Like you look in the second round, maybe Christian Watson's going to be there. You look at George Pickens. David Bell in the third, like Sky Moore. There's going to be a lot of options in the second round. And historically, the last few years, there's been some really good value in the second to third round. Like you look at the guys, in 2019 class, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, Debo Samuel, and Terry McLaurin, all not in the first round. You want to know the first round receivers that year? Hollywood Brown from the Baltimore Ravens, who's been solid, but I don't think he's been as good as any of those other guys. And then N'Keal Harry. So, obviously, when there's elite talent at the receiver position, I'm totally on board, of taking a receiver. Like if there's a Jamar Chase in this class, I would take one. Players like that. But I don't think there is an elite talent at the receiver position. And someone said none of these receivers are first-round receivers. I disagree with that. I think there are first-round receivers in this class. I just don't think that, none of those guys are elite guys like last year's class. So so there's a lot of depth at the receiver position, but you look at the safety position, there's not that much corner and safety. There's not much depth at the position. You look at the top safety, that's Kyle Hamilton. And then after that, there's a little bit of a drop off to Daxton Hill, who's going to go in the first, likely, maybe at the worst, like 40. Like that's probably his, worst. And then after that, maybe Jaquan Brisker, who's good, but he's not there's definitely a drop off. And same thing with Jaquan Brisker from Penn State. So that's why, there's a bigger drop off between, in my opinion, between the DB positions than the receiver positions from first round to second round. And both are premium positions at this point. Receivers are getting paid a ton, over 25, in that 20 to 30 million range. A lot of the top receivers are getting that. So it is a premium position. So I am okay with if we do take a receiver in the first round. But what I'm not okay with is the people are like, you know what? No matter what, we have to take a receiver in the first round. For me, that is not a way to go about things, because if there's not good value there, if most of the top, because to me, if you look at, and now we'll get into the players that we want to, and Petrie, I forgot to talk about him. Jalen Petrie is another good option. He's kind of that hybrid safety cornerback. He's a good option in the second as well. But the receivers, I think Garrett Wilson is going to go, we're probably I would say he could go up to top 5, at the Jets. It's the earliest he could go number 4, and then maybe the latest he could go is wherever the Saints pick, I think 15. So I think if we drafted Garrett Wilson at 11, that's pretty good value. But Chris Olave, I think you look at the mock drafts, the earliest I've seen Chris Olave being taken in most of these mock drafts is 11 to Washington. Some of them don't have him going until the 20s or late teens. So would I be totally upset if we took a Chris Olave at 11? No, but I would not be, on draft night saying I love the move, because I do not love the move, because I think, Jaquan Brisker, I think Garrett Wilson is better than him. And you could argue Drake London and Jameson Williams are better than him as well. And I don't think there's a huge drop off between Chris Olave and Treylon Burks. So that is to me, Chris Olave at 11, if he's there, would I hate it? No. But there's if he's there and Kyle Hamilton's there, I'm 100% taking Kyle Hamilton, because Kyle Hamilton can literally do anything for this defense except for line up on the D-line. He can play free safety, and I know some people are concerned about his, what he can do at free safety. I think he can be a good free safety. Even if you don't think he can be a good free safety, he can play Buffalo nickel, which we definitely need to address, and he can play strong safety and even will linebacker. He can all over the place, and I don't know. I definitely like Kyle Hamilton. He's probably he's my dream scenario. How about you?
Yeah.
What's your dream scenario? Any guys you like at 11?
I don't know. I want to go back to last year. I wonder what I was saying my dream pick was at 19. I don't know if we even had one.
My dream pick was, I'll give you mine just so you can think about what yours was. I was kind of saying my guy since I think January. I sent Ed Oliver a video. I was like, Jeremiah Uso-Cormo, this is the guy I want Washington to take. I said that in January, and then, of course, everyone at that time, a lot of people were wanting us to take him. He was kind of my number one guy at 19. After that, I was saying Christian Darrisaw, the tackle. he would be a solid option. And I was like, you know what? If we trade up, I would not mind besides a quarterback, which I wasn't a huge fan of trading up for, but I was not opposed to trading up for like someone like Rashawn Slater, Micah Parsons, Darisaw, or Jeremiah Uso-Cormo. Those kind of were my guys last year. But I really thought we should have taken Owusu-Cormo at 19, and we didn't end up taking him. And Jamin Davis at 19, he could end up being a good player, but we definitely missed on his evaluation because we thought he would be middle linebacker. Or I'm talking about the team. Ron Rivera, they thought he was going to be a middle linebacker. He's going to be an outside linebacker, and he was probably going to go in the late 20s anyways.
Yeah. So now, I think mine's honestly, not that it matters now, but I think mine's was Zaven Collins. I think. But now I don't know if I have a dream pick. I think the dream pick would be Kyle Hamilton, though, just because of what he could provide for us. As far as a game-changing free safety, something that we've been talking about needing for years now. He can pair up with Cam Curl. I think that would be the dream pick that everyone should have. But me personally, I don't have a dream pick. I just want a game changer, man. I really want another receiver, honestly. But like, if we just find another game changer, whether that's receiver or safety or corner, somebody that's going to come in here and make immediate impact, even though I'm not the biggest fan of wanting a corner because I feel like we have three that are capable of playing really well when healthy. I don't care. I just want a game changer. So just give me somebody, whether it's, again, Kyle Hamilton, Sauce, Stingley, or Olave, Wilson, London. Even though I don't want really London, I don't want London just because I want a track team and I don't want a big body guy. I think that's what we have in Cam Sims already. I don't think you need multiple big body guys. I wouldn't even care if it's London. I just want somebody. I just hope they get it right. I just want somebody that's going to come in here and just be a game changer for this team. So I don't know if I'm not I'm telling you, I don't have a dream pick per se, but I think it would be Kyle Hamilton. Like,
all right, yeah, that's my dream pick too. So let's say what's up to some people in the chat. What's up, EJW for president? What's up, Meast? What's up, Dick Quavis? We already said hi to Harry Hilton. What's up, KRT? What's up, Casper? Brush the four. So, sorry, we're gonna have to. Let's turn off. I don't know what happened to Juan right there. Let's turn off the green screen right there. How do I do that? Or we'll just, there we go. Sorry for the technical difficulties right there. But Brush 4 says, I feel like if Jamin Davis plays a Micah Parsons role, he would be 10 times better. I don't know. He's obviously not going to be as good as Micah Parsons, and sorry about that. But I think he can do pretty well for us, in that edge position sometimes, like just not at the edge position, obviously, but rushing off the edge occasionally, like a few plays a game, because they barely did it. Give him like a few times where he's going after the quarterback, because the last couple of games, he did a pretty good job at that, in my opinion. Let's see, Meese was saying, trade down and draft Jameson. Here's my thing. My dream scenarios are, one, take Kyle Hamilton 11, and two, is trade back and get one of these top receivers in, picks 11 through 20. So, and what's up, Juan? Appreciate you coming back.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed the X button. My fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
My mouse had dropped and I went to pick it up and I clicked. So
yeah. So my other dream scenario is kind of like trading back and still getting one of the top, not like obviously Garrett Wilson, Drake London. Those guys aren't going to be there at like pick 20, but maybe if let's say you trade back to like 16, 18, in that range, maybe Olave is there. Maybe Jameson Williams is there. Maybe, I don't really like Treylon Burks at like in the 10 to 20, but like that is kind of my dream scenario. That's what I would rather do. But we'll see what they do. We'll definitely.
I just had a question. So, would you be okay? Let's say who has the 20th pick right now?
Steelers. So they could definitely trade up.
So yeah, they want a quarterback. They love Malik Willis. Let's say we're at 11, or we're still at 11. Malik Willis is still on the board. would you trade back with Pittsburgh and recuperate some picks? Don't know what they would be, probably the second round pick or something like that, multiple seconds or a second or third, something like that. Don't know the deal, but let's just say that you trade back with Pittsburgh. They come up to 11, get Malik Willis, and we go back to 20. Would you be okay with drafting Jameson Williams, but knowing he isn't going to be ready by week 1 because he tore his ACL? Or are you just going to stand pat at 11? Because let's just say at 20, by the time we get to 20, Olave's gone, Wilson's gone, London's gone, and you're sitting there at 20. Jameson Williams is there. Would you take him?
I would, just because I actually do think he's gonna be ready for the season, because I think he tore his ACL in January and they're saying the recovery is kind of 5 to 7 months. So I think he'll be ready for the season. But the thing is, they don't have a head trainer right now. So like I don't think, I've been saying this for a few months, I don't think we're going to take a lot of risks this draft, because they don't, in terms of injuries, because guys with injuries like Jameson Williams, maybe John Mechie, Carson Strong, because they aren't, they don't have a head trainer to go ahead and take a deep dive into these guys' medical histories. But if they think Jameson Williams is fine, I would take him at 20, because I think he will be ready for the start of the season. If not, he'll be ready at some point, and I think he's one of the best receivers in this class. Like, if I had to give my receiver rankings,
He's the best.
I would probably,
when healthy.
if he's healthy, I would probably put him at 1. But let's say, like, right now in this draft, I would go in terms of who I would draft, because you do have to take into account about Williams thing, that he could not be ready for the start of the season. So I'll go Wilson, Williams, London, Olave, and then I don't know, Burks or something. Like, I don't think there's a huge drop off between, like, London and Olave are pretty close for me. But if we get any of those receivers in this year's draft, I would love it. If we can trade back and get any of those receivers in this year's draft, I would love it even more. But like people were saying, and like I was saying, there's good depth at this receiver class, that we can get a stud in the second round that is an instant impact player. Christian Watson, Sky Moore, George Pickens, maybe Alec Pierce, David Bell. Some of those guys will not be there at 47. Like Sky Moore, Christian Watson, they're probably not going to be there. George Pickens, maybe, probably not going to be there. But there's going to be some studs there. And second or third round, in my opinion, is a sweet spot to draft the receiver. But we'll see what Ron Rivera and company do.
Yeah, so I now I have a question. So I personally feel like the running back room is fine. I do. I feel like we have 3 running backs that are capable of being good when healthy. Are you a person that wants to draft a running back, let's say second round? Like, how do you feel about the running back position? Just because I know a lot of people out there want to draft a running back. I personally don't think we need to.
Okay, so yeah, I think there's 2 ends of the spectrum. You who doesn't want to take one, and then let's say like Nati, who DMV Sports Zone, who wants to take one in the second. Like, I personally agree a little bit more with you, because, and shout out DMV Sports Zone, make sure you guys check them out. I do not want to take a running back in the second. Like, if we take a running back in the second, no knock on the player, because Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, they're going to be studs. They're going to be really good running backs. But for me, the value at the running back position is 5th to 7th round is where is the sweet spot. Like, obviously, a lot of the best running backs are first round guys like Christian McCaffrey, used to be Ezekiel Elliott, Najee Harris got drafted in the first round. He's pretty good. But there's guys, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon. I think those guys were not drafted in the first round. And you look at James Robinson 2 years ago, undrafted free agent. Elijah Mitchell, second best rookie running back last year. I think he was like a 7th round pick, 6th round pick. So for me, sweet spot is a 5th to 7th round, 4th round, whatever. That's fine for me. Second round, though, so many bigger holes, because we don't have a 3rd round pick. So let's say you take a receiver or you take a DB in the first. Then you take a running back in the second. You're not picking till the 4th round. So you're not like that's going to be the best case scenario for you in terms of linebacker position is a 4th round linebacker to be your starting middle linebacker, unless you get a veteran. So to me, only way I would be I would remotely consider taking a running back in the second is if we trade back in the first, get some more assets, and maybe we get like another late second round pick and another third. Okay, I won't love it, but it won't be the end of the world for me. But taking running back in the second round with our current draft picks, no way. But I am a fan though of drafting a running back late this year, like because I like Gibson, but he has a big injury history. I like McKissick, but he's a pass catching back. And I like Patterson, but it's good to bring in another guy. So I would think someone like Brian Robinson, who's going to be a fourth to fifth round guy, wouldn't mind him. Abram Smith, he is my guy. He's projected to go like sixth, seventh round. I think he's going to be one of the steals of this draft. Over 1,600 yards this past year. I think 16 touchdowns, something like that. I mean, and he was a beast in the Senior Bowl. But I'm kind of with you. I don't think we need a running back in the first few rounds.
Yeah. I mean, if we draft one, like I said, or like you said, fifth, sixth, seventh, or even undrafted, I'm fine with it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just have a lot of confidence in Jared Patterson. I just feel like if he gets his like chances, he could be really good. And how do you guys describe a bell cow? Do you guys describe a bell cow based off of the workload a person can intake or how a person is built? Because I feel like that's what we want, or some of you guys want is a second bell cow. Some of you guys want first. I mean, I read a comment earlier. A guy said Antonio Gibson is overrated. Come on now. He's proven that he's a running back one, at least to me he has, right? So I think Jared Patterson could be that running back two from the point of carries. Obviously, J.D. McKissick is the running back two. And even still last year, J.D. McKissick showed at times better at being a pure running back than Antonio Gibson, hitting the holes and whatnot. But out of all three of these guys, Jared Patterson has the best ball carry vision. And we've seen that at times when he got his carries. He's the one that's been a pure running back his whole career from Buffalo to Pilate in high school. He played running back majority of his whole football career, so obviously he has that up on JD and Antonio, so his ball carry vision is going to be better. But I just feel like maybe if he just got his chance to show what he really could do as a pure running back, he could possibly be that second pure running back that we're looking for. I don't know. Maybe I'm overrating him, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I like Patterson. I just think that it's a good idea to bring in another guy regardless and let him battle it out with Patterson. And if Patterson beats him, that is great. And you can keep 4 running backs on the roster. Like they've done that before. So just keep 4 running backs. In my opinion, like I like Brian Robinson because I think he can be that bell cow running back. He also ran like a 4.5, but he's like 6'1", 230 pounds. So for me, he would be a pretty good option in that 4th round. That's like the earliest I want to take a running back, maybe James Cook. So you can get some more depth there, like Rashard Collins said. And we got over 50 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on the road to 7,500 subscribers. Also, hit or subscribe to Juan. Link is in the description. On the road to 4K subscribers. He's been posting a ton of content the last week or so. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out because we're going to be posting a lot of draft content. And yeah, hit that like button on the stream. And if you want to become a channel member, just start that back up, change up the perks a little bit. Let's see. EJW says no 4 running backs on the roster. I mean, I'm not sure if you're saying like you don't want them to do that or you're saying like teams don't do that because teams do that. I think the year they had Bryce Love, I think they had 4 running backs at some point. Teams do carry 4 running backs. Who are our running backs this year to start off the season? It was Gibson, McKissick. Is it just for Gibson, McKissick, and Patterson?
Yeah, I think so. And then I believe they added Williams at the end. I'm trying to think. I think so. I think it was just
it was just those 3. But like teams have 4 running backs on the roster all the time, like during the season.
I'm sure the 49ers is a team that has 4 running backs on their roster.
Yeah, because they drafted Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell last year, and they had Raheem Mostert and I forgot who else they had. They have the
Is it
whatever I forgot.
Matt
What?
Breida? I don't know.
No. He's on the Bills, but they have another guy. I forgot Hardy or something like that. Not that that's the Cowboys, but they have another running back. He's pretty good in fantasy, but I forgot his name. But they definitely had 4 running backs. But yeah, I think we do definitely need some depth at some of these other positions. Like guard is a position that I think if we drafted one in like if we got another third round pick and we took a guard in the third, would not mind that at all. So, we'll answer a few questions and we might go ahead and do a mock draft or two. See how we're doing, and if Rio comes on here, I'm going to ask him a couple of questions as well. But I've been enjoying the PFF mock draft simulator, so we'll go ahead and we'll do a first, or we'll do a no trade back draft, and then we'll do another one later. So let me go ahead and share the screen for you guys so you guys can see this. And I'll let you guys also participate in the chat. Have you been doing any of these, Juan?
Yeah, I mean, I did one for my video, but that was the only one I have done. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start this. We'll see how the board goes. And okay, so let's see how the board went. So Thibodeau number 1, wow. Derek Stingley, Aiden Hutchinson, Gardner, Ika Makwanu, Evan Neal, Charles Cross, Garrett Wilson, Kyle Hamilton went 10. So we're here at 11, right? So I do not want to trade back. I said we're not going to trade back. So this is where it's kind of tough. Olave is their 21st ranked player. Jameson Williams, their 16th ranked player. Drake London is their
Who's
11th
BPA?
best player. So I mean, either I'm gonna make a poll. We'll see what the chat says for us to do. Oh, sorry, I accidentally did something there. Let me go ahead and make a poll. What would you do here, Juan?
Who's BPA?
BPA is Trent McDuffie, I think, cornerback out of Washington.
Wow.
So, and here's the thing, though. Their board, like, their board is different. It's based off of their grades only. So, like, we don't need to necessarily be looking at BPA because BPA for them is different than, like, BPA for us or other boards.
I think I would then, if in that case, I would go receiver then, because like, is there another one that like does it basically sold off of like realisticness and not just their own one? Because if that's the case, then I would just go like Olave or something like that, receiver.
Yeah, I mean, with this board, I would probably take a receiver. I'm gonna put the poll out there so everyone can go ahead and do that. And while I'm talking about that, Washington did or is expected to meet with wide receiver Drake London. I believe it's a top 30 visit. So, and if you don't know what a top 30 visit is, each team has 30 visits with these players, and they only have 30 out of all of the draft picks, and the player comes to the facility, breaks down some film. The team gets to know them a little bit better. They get to know their medical a little bit better, and don't read into it too much. Like if they don't go after they didn't meet with Garrett Wilson, they didn't meet with Kyle Hamilton. Well, with some prospects, they already know all they need to know. They know certain guys are studs, and they know certain guys aren't going to be there when they take them. So, how do you feel about Drake London?
Yeah, so me with Drake London, I wouldn't mind the pick, but I prefer this team to be track stars. That's just how I want my receiving core to look. It's just speed everywhere. But I know if we want to get the best out of Carson Wentz, I know getting Drake London may be a better option because he loves his big tight ends and big targets and receiver and again tight end. So if it's in the best interest for Carson Wentz and we think Drake London is going to reach that potential that some people think he can reach, I wouldn't mind the pick. But if it was up to me and I was making the selection, I would go speed over anything.
Yeah, and I accidentally, let's see if I can edit it. I can't edit it, but I put Wilson instead of Williams. So and I think Washington fans disrespect Garrett Wilson because I have him as my number one receiver, and I think like a lot of the draft analysts, and again, draft analysts, it's not a science, it is what it is. But a lot of people have him as their top receiver. But Washington fans do not like him that much. A lot of them like Olave a lot better. But it is what it is. So I guess the most people want us to take Chris Olave. Just letting you guys know here for me, I would not take like with this board. I would take London over Olave. I would take Williams over Olave probably. And yeah, but we'll see though. We'll see. Like you look at this, his rank is 21, and ADP is basically, I believe, like where the public is drafting him in this mock draft simulator, and that's at 20.2. But we'll take Chris Olave. We'll take him. Will I hate the pick? No, but I definitely will not like it. Like I agree, Harry. Harry, I agree. That's way too high for Olave. Like we're his ceiling. I think we are the earliest that Chris Olave is going to get drafted.
So honestly, so you're not as high on Olave as like everyone else.
Well, here's the thing. I think Washington fans are like, I don't even think it's everyone else because like the public is like the public receiving rankings. Most people have Wilson number 1, London 2, and then Olave or Williams. Like that's what most people have. Like that's what most of the draft experts have. And literally this site right here, most people are taking it in order of Wilson or Wilson, London, and then I forgot who else. So like the public doesn't like Olave as number 1 receiver. Washington fans though do, because I think first off they like the Ohio State connection between him and Terry. Terry and him were teammates, and then like a month ago, Washington met with him. They think he could be the pick, so everyone's kind of hyping him up because they think he's going to be the pick. But yes, I'm not a Olave hater at all. I'm just not as high on him than I am Garrett Wilson, especially Garrett Wilson. Like I think Garrett Wilson is a beast. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just asking because a lot of Washington fans are really intrigued with Chris Olave, and I am too. I feel like Ron really wants him. I mean, he's making it clear that he wants him. Like he's going to the pro days, interviewing him, and when Ron wants somebody, he goes out there and get him. Then okay, so I said that, but now I think Ron is starting to show that he really wants Drake London too, because just said he's bringing him in for a top 30 visit. Ron Rivera actually went to LA for a USC pro day, and Ron Rivera doesn't go out his way to go to pro days. He sends Martin Mayhews and Marty Herney's. I say Martin Mayhews and Marty Herney's as more than one person, but send those guys to go see someone if he's not really intrigued. But when he's intrigued, he wants to go see him for himself, because Ron's running this show. So I think Jake London may be a guy that they're super intrigued by on the level of Chris Olave. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, for me, I just want somebody that's going to be a game changer, and I want somebody that's going to come in here and make plays. Like 2016, man, when we drafted Josh Dawson, I was like, who is this guy? But I got behind him because I wanted him to be good, and I wanted him to make plays. So again, for me, I don't care who it is. I just want someone that's going to come in here and be a dog at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. And the poll actually, after we drafted, it kind of switched up a little bit. People picked Wilson, even though I messed up the poll. He wasn't available, but a lot of people like him. So here, second round, I'm kind of going. I've been picking Chad Muma a lot, so that's probably what I'm going to do here. Leo Chenal is another good option. We'll switch it up. Take BPA. We'll go Leo Chenal. I'm not sure if he can be an inside linebacker. I think he could, but he also could be an outside guy as well. So we'll go ahead and take him. We'll go to our next pick. We filled a big spot, big hole at the linebacker position, and we can do a lot of different things here in the fourth round. Next mock draft, though, we'll do a trade back mock draft, make it a little bit more interesting, and we'll talk about some other things, and we'll call it a day. So right here, fourth round is tough. It is tough. We took linebacker. What are you thinking here?
So this is round 4 here. I would probably go it's between guard, because I looked at the team today as a whole, and our guard depth is terrible. Like I knew it was bad, but I did not know it was that bad. Our 2 starters penciled in right now is Wes Schweitzer and Andrew Norwell. And then the backup is Sadiq Charles, or you could flip that and say Sadiq Charles and the backup is Wes Schweitzer. Nevertheless, we only have one backup, so it's like our guard depth is terrible. So I think I would go guard here at 4 or
All right,
running.
we'll go ahead and do that. Lecitus Smith out of VTech. Also got Jeremy Rucker, who I like at the tight end position, but we'll take the guard right here. Improve our depth a little bit. We're not going to get good grades from PFF, but again, it's their board, and we don't really gotta pay attention to that much, to their board that much. So we got again no 5th round pick because we traded that for Cameron Cheeseman and William Bradley King last year. So now we're here sitting in the 6th round. We could go D line. We could go running back. Oh, this is tough. We also could go another. We can go best player available. Take the defensive lineman because we do need some depth at that position. So we'll go ahead and take Noah Ellis out of Idaho. They might give us a bad grade because for that pick because it's not a position need, but I do think we do need some depth at that position. So these last couple picks, I do think we need another running back, and maybe let's see, what are the best players available? Punter, another guard, an edge rusher. You know what? Let's take another linebacker because you really think about it. We have Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb, and David Mayo and Khalid Hudson. Like we need another guard for sure, or not another guard, another linebacker, even besides the one we draft. So running back right here, we'll take my guy. Abram Smith. He's always here. I get a bad grade for it every time, but he is a beast. So I don't think we're going to get a good grade for this mock draft, but it is what it is. Again, their grading system is based off of how their board is. And yeah, so my guess is we got like a C plus grades, B minus. B minus is my guess on what grade we got. Let's see. B plus actually. B plus. They gave us a C minus for Chris Olave. A for Leo Chenal, C plus for a 3rd round pick, A plus for a 4th round pick, A minus for a 7th round pick, and C for Abram Smith. So
That's not that bad, honestly.
not that bad. The only bad was the first one. I'm telling you guys, Olave at 11 is not.
So you think Olave is slightly, big call it what it is, by Washington fans? That's what I meant earlier when I said
Yes, I totally agree with you, or not agree with you, but yes, I think Olave is overrated by Washington fans, and I think like the only reason because things really switched up. Like when we're talking about the draft like 2 months ago, Washington fans were not in love with Olave. You know when they became in love with Olave? Once they saw the picture of Ron Rivera and Olave talking with each other and heard that we met with him. And I know some people probably loved Olave for a while, so I'm not gonna those guys, whatever, that's fine. But some people are just liking him because they know we might draft him.
To be fair, I'm not gonna say I wanted him now, but last year before he actually went back to college, and I thought he was gonna enter last year's draft, I wanted him in the 3rd round. But now let's do another one, but we're not gonna say anything. It's gonna be fully you, and I wonder, how would you do this? These 6 picks?
Me?
If, you were in control, yeah. Because I know round 1 you wouldn't take Olave. Sure, you probably would take a linebacker.
We'll go ahead and do that, and this time we might do a trade back. We'll see.
Are you that's why I just got up to turn on the TV. Like honestly, I don't care about no other football league, but I'm kind of tempted to see what this USFL is going to look like. And Jeff Fisher is a coach of one of these teams. Are you going to watch that?
I might watch a little bit. I mean, the NBA playoffs are on right now, so I mean, I don't know.
They have Jason Garrett as a commentator. Oh my god.
Okay, so right here we're gonna trade back because Ike Mekwonu is there at 6. I might be tempted to take him, but I think if this were the case, I think a lot of teams would be trying to trade with us. So I'm gonna try to trade back. Let's say with the I'm gonna look at the receivers available right here. What are the receivers available? We got Drake London, Williams, and Olave. We'll go ahead and trade back to 15, see how things look. And I don't think they're going to trade back with us in real life, but we'll see. And let's see. Olave will be the only one left by the time we get to pick 11. I mean, I think Williams is going to be there at 11, maybe. And you could be right. Drake London could be gone, and Garrett Wilson could be gone. And if that's the case, then okay, I won't hate it. I won't hate it anyways, honestly. So right here with the Eagles, we'll give them. They'll give us 11, give us 51. And then we'll give them next year's 7th. Let's see. No. We won't give them that. Let's see. Offer trade again. They accepted it. So let's go ahead and do that. We move back a few spots.
So if it was up to you, you want to trade back, or is this just for this scenario?
I mean, I do like a receive. I do like trading back if we can, in real life, but I don't know if it's going to be able to happen. But I would definitely like to trade back, maybe get a receiver, but I don't know. We'll see if it happens.
The ticket to this game was $10, man. We could have went.
Really, $10? Where?
It's in Alabama, though.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting NFL vibes. I don't know if it's because I'm watching it on Fox, but
okay. So here at 15, I'll take Jameson Williams. I wish I could trade back again, because then I could maybe I could get Olave later. And that I'm fine with getting Olave. What's up, Vance? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming through. And KK World, yes, Wilson might be. I mean, he'll probably be gone by 11, but hopefully he's not. We'll go ahead and take Jameson Williams here, because if we were to trade back, it would be with the Cowboys, and that would be the 24. And I don't know. I doubt any of those receivers will be there. All right, so here we will be taking, again, this is what I would do. I love Chad Muma. We'll go ahead and take him. And then we can go back to 51. Let's see if any trade backs are here. Only the 71. So we'll take a this is where it gets tough, because there's no guys I really like here. This is tough one. This is tough. What would you do here? Because I really don't know.
Do you think so? Do we have 2 second-round picks?
Yeah, this is our second round pick.
So we just took a linebacker. Do you think, I don't know, because I know a lot of guys like Trey McBride. Do you think it's too early to draft him? I don't know.
I do think it's too early to draft him, but we do have another second round pick. Let's trade back. No, they don't have any picks. I was gonna say we could trade back. Trey McBride, I wouldn't hate it. They said, yeah, Jordan Davis is long gone. This is tough. This is tough. Could take, what are the best receivers available? Justin Ross, Jalen Tolbert. Christian Watson's available? What?
Who did we go with in number 1 again?
We went Jameson Williams, but if Christian, this is why I'm saying their board's a little weird. If Christian Watson's there, 100% take him. We're going to get a terrible grade for that, but he's going to be going probably in the first or second round. So I would 100% take him, even though we already took a receiver. Like for me, I don't care. He's an elite talent, and there weren't any players that I would be willing to take there that were good value. So, a safety or anything like that. So let's see right here. This, you know what? I'll switch it up a little bit. I'll take Brian Robinson, just because, again, their board is weird, because there's probably players down the line that I would take over him, but I just don't. Yeah, we'll take Brian Robinson. But this is like the earliest I would take a running back is the 4th round. And even then, for me, that's a little bit too early. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, Watson would be BPA, no question. I agree with you, Harry. So we're here at pick 30. And for some reason, PFF has center as one of our biggest needs, which no, center is not one of our biggest needs. You could say guard, but we have Chase Roulier, who should be back this year, Tyler Larson at center. and even Keith Ismail. So,
And John Toth too. Like I think that is probably like the most solid position, honestly. Because John Toth had to play last year and he wasn't bad. I think Keith Ishmael was probably the worst out of all of these guys. Because what game was that? Was it Denver when I think it was Denver when Keith Ishmael was just getting blown back into Taylor Heineke's lap. I think it was Denver. I forgot what game it was.
no, I think it was a little later in the season, but he had a couple games where it was tough. Did John
Philly.
Toth play? Because I thought we had 4 centers play, and it was Roulier, Larson, Schweitzer, and Ismail.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe that was preseason when John Toth played. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. I think it was Philly when Keith Ishmael got like he was every play he was just getting blown up off the ball. I don't know what game was. Keith Ishmael was getting. Oh man.
yeah, he's okay as like a third string guy, but nothing more than that, in my opinion.
When did I see John Toth play? Was that 2020? I don't know. I recall watching him playing. Though. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Going here with our last pick. If you have a guard here, I would take one. There's just no, we'll take Doug Kramer. Maybe he's a center, but all centers can play guard pretty much. So we'll go ahead and take it. I think we're going to get a B plus grade. We'll see. I mean, there was one pick where we picked Watson way too early for their liking, but they just have, graded really low. So I'll say B plus. Let's see. It's taking a while. So we got a B for Jameson, or B plus. So we got A minus. We got A minus. So our worst pick they gave us is Christian Watson, but I would argue that's probably our best pick. They gave us a B plus for Williams instead of a C minus, which we got for Olave. So yeah, not a bad draft for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and stop sharing the screen. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. So let's see. So yeah, I mean, I am definitely, I'm excited for the draft. We got less than 2 weeks, and so right now, what are some positions what position do you want to target in the second round?
So if we go receiver round one, I honestly, now that I look at our guard depth, as much as I would like a linebacker in round 2, I want a guard now. But again, oh yeah, I think I want a guard, man, because the guard and tackle depth is really bad. Like I knew it took a hit. What one of these Washington fan pages I saw it on today? One of these Washington fan pages posted like the whole roster today. And I was just looking at oh my yeah, here I found it here. So this is the current offensive tackle. Charles Leno, Sam Cosmi, Cornelius Lucas, David, whoever, I don't even know who you are. So those 3 tackles right there, they're going to make the roster, right? Cornelius Lucas and Sam Cosmi and Charles Leno. Those only 3 tackles. Then you go to guard, it's Andrew Norwell, Wes Schweitzer, Sadiq Charles, and a bunch of players that aren't going to be good / make the roster. So now you only have 3 guards, really. So I think I would go guard here, or I wouldn't be surprised if they take another tackle like they did Sam Cosmi last year from Texas in the second round. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that because the depth here is pretty bad, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I think could get another guard there. We actually met with a ton of people. I'm gonna go since everyone we're like 54 minutes into the stream, so appreciate the people who have stuck through it till the end. So I'll give you guys a list of every single player that the Washington Commanders have met with. So we'll put it here. I've been keeping track of it. So they've met with a lot of offensive linemen and running backs. So getting the list pulled up, I'll go ahead and share it for you guys. Let me share it. Actually, we're not going to share. We're not going to share it. But I'll give you guys a list. So Chris Olave, John Mechie, offensive tackle Rasheed Walker, offensive guard Spencer Burford, offensive tackle Abe Lucas, Michigan offensive tackle Luke Godke, who someone was talking about. Jaquan Brisker, Penn State safety. Kenneth Walker, Michigan State running back. San Diego State defensive lineman Cam Thomas. Michigan safety Daxton Hill. Texas A&M tight end Jalen Weidermeyer. Iowa State running back Brees Hall. Oklahoma defensive tackle Perion Winfrey. Texas A&M running back Isaiah Spiller. Alabama running back Brian Robinson. Tulsa tackle Tyler Smith. LSU running back Tyrion Davis Price. And they also met with Kaiir Elam, cornerback out of Florida, and Drake London, receiver out of USC. So those are all the players. So a lot of, the common theme is that I think it was like 5 running backs. They got, decent amount of DBs and tackles. Not that many receivers, just 3 receivers, Chris Olave, Mechie, and Drake London. But, 2 of those guys have kind of injury issues that, maybe the medical staff needs to look at. So, but any themes you sense from, that list, Juan?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did you say Drake London?
Drake London, Olave, and Mechie. We got 5 running backs there, a bunch of tackles, and then like Daxton Hill, Jaquan Brisker, some other guys.
Hill is my bad. Is Daxton Hill from UNC?
Michigan.
Who am I thinking about from UNC?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's not that many top prospects out of UNC this year. I'm not sure. What's up, Jairus? Appreciate you coming through.
What's good, Jairus? I think, what was the question again from the top?
Just like a common theme from the list. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of saying a lot of running backs, offensive line, definitely.
Yeah, so I think offensive line, like definitely. Yeah, I think that would probably be it for me as far as like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll see. They still got some more guys that they can meet. I mean, they've probably met with like, I don't want to count right now, but probably 15-ish guys. So definitely something to monitor right there. We got a couple weeks left until the draft set at a ton.
We gotta enjoy the draft, man, because we already know we're creeping up on that worst time. May, June, it's like nothing is going to be happening. And
the worst. Go ahead.
I was gonna say for the regular people, like regular just fans that doesn't do YouTube or create content for the team, it's like it's okay. But for us, it is terrible because it's nothing to talk about. Like, oh my god, man.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, you're good. No, the worst, like you said, the worst possible time is that, like, so you got the draft, and then you got a couple weeks where there's still things going on. Like, there's still the schedule comes out. There's still the OTAs, or no, minicamp. It's like minicamp. And then that time between minicamp and OTAs is terrible. And the worst time is OTAs till training camp, 6-week period. That is a rough time right there. That 6-week period, really nothing happening. That's where we really got to grind. We're just making, like, we got to be very, very creative in terms of what we post because there's not much to talk about. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm wondering if you guys want me to stream the draft. I'm not sure. I haven't done it before. Are you gonna stream it?
I don't know. I don't think so this year. Maybe if I can, maybe we could like possibly stream it together. But if not, I don't know if I'm gonna stream it this year, honestly. But definitely streaming it together because I kind of wanted to, like, you remember last year I wanted to stream a game together. I think that would be great because
I would be down. I mean, I don't know how much I want to do it because the thing is, like, how long I would want to do it. Yeah. The only thing I don't like, right, is that I just don't want the pick spoiled. And you know how Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport will post the pick a couple minutes before it happens, and the chat is going to be spoiling. And my TV, and my TV is usually a minute or so delayed. But yeah, I can just, instead of clicking on the comments, just click on like banners or whatever or something, and we can. Yeah, I mean, I would be down and do the first 11 picks. Once 11 pick is over, we can both go make our video real quick, give our reaction. But yeah, I would be down. I would definitely be down for sure. So we can talk about that later, see if we want to do that. Yeah, because that would be that would be fun. And yeah, what's up, Dubs family? Appreciate you coming through. So how are you? I mean, it's been a while, but Carson Wentz, are you you like it the same that you did originally? You liking it less because we've seen more quarterback moves, Matt Ryan, stuff like that. What are your feelings towards it, especially now that we're in the draft and we don't have a third round pick, and we moved a few spots back in the second round, and we don't have a second next year, very likely.
My feelings about Carson Wentz is still the same. It's not going to change until I see him put on a uniform and actually play in a game. Simple as that. I can't like it. I can't like it no more than I already do. Can't hate it no more than I already do because nothing has happened yet.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know my thoughts. I wasn't a huge fan of the trade. Not that I don't like the player, because the player is fine, but just in terms of what we had to give up for a player that might have gotten released, and we definitely could have gotten him for less than we gave up for him. But if he turns out to be a beast, it doesn't matter what we gave up for him. But if he turns out to suck, then we're screwed. We are screwed. Not screwed, but it was a terrible trade because we gave up a second, a third, and paid his full salary cap hit of 28 mils. So that's kind of my biggest gripe with it, is what we had to give up for him. But the player, upgrade over Taylor Heineke for sure. And I think he'll be solid for us this year. And we got to add him a couple weapons. But if this team comes back healthy next year, I like the weapons around him. Offensive line, solid, not the best, but a slightly above average offensive line, I think, could be better, with some depth. The receivers, not we are slightly concerned, but if Curtis Samuel's healthy, and that's a big if, but if he is, and he's doing what we think he can do, then I think our receiving core is going to be solid. It is. And if we add a guy in the first or second round, it's going to be even better. And then you look at the running back position, it's good in my opinion. Could be good to, even better or great if we add another running back in this class. And then I like Logan Thomas. I like John Bates and, Sammis Reyes. We'll see what he does. I think we should add a veteran. I think we should add a veteran tight end, just in case, maybe Jared Cook, in case Logan Thomas doesn't come back. And then the defense, this is a huge year for the defense because, offense, if they underperform, we're going to be disappointed. I think we all will be disappointed. But if the defense, does what they did last year or close to it, if the defense is not above average defense this year, I will be irate. I will be very, very frustrated because this is supposed to be a top unit. And if, they got Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, Montez Sweat, Jamin Davis, a first-round pick, Kendall Fuller, $10+ million a year, William Jackson, $10+ million a year, Cameron Curl, a stud safety, and then Cole Holcomb, whoever else they add to the defense. If they're not an above-average unit with the cupcake schedule that we have this year, then I am going to be very, very concerned. And we're kind of just at that point, blow it up because, you definitely got to fire Del Rio if the defense isn't, what it's supposed to be. And I want Mills gone, but I know we're not going to do anything about it. But I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think start with Sam Mills on when I'm going to. Feel like he's not putting these players in the same position. I kind of feel the same way with Steve Russ as far as not getting the best potential out of these players, man. I really think there's no way you can show a guy with Chase Young's athleticism and Montez Sweat's athleticism, show them film of Ryan Kerrigan. That really explained it all. Because remember in the beginning of the season, we were like, what's going on with these guys? They don't seem like the guys from last year. We're thinking, okay, it's Chase Montez. And yeah, it still was them. But then when he stepped to that podium and said, yeah, I'm showing these guys Ryan Kerrigan film, that explains it all right there. You're showing these athletic freaks Ryan Kerrigan film. Ryan Kerrigan has never been an athletic guy ever as far as an edge rusher. You need to be showing these guys TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. You need to be showing these guys athletic edge rusher. You need to be showing Montez Sweat, Julius Peppers, who is literally his draft comp coming out of the 2019 draft class. Sam Mills is trash. He needs to go. Same with Jack Del Rio. I agree. If we do not be at least a top 15 unit this year with the schedule that we have, he needs to go too and just blow it up.
Yeah, blow it up. And I think Rivera's going to stick, whatever happens, unless it goes crazy. Last thing, let's talk about, one more thing, and then we'll answer questions, and then we'll call it a day. And make sure, guys, we got over 40 people in here. Make sure you guys sub up to both of us. Hit that like button. Support the channel if you can. Go ahead and join the channel or, become a channel member. Just update the perks with that. So go ahead and check that out. Just the button next to the subscribe channel. But Dan Snyder, more and more and more keeps coming out. And what I said, like every week, man, some new allegation or something every 2 weeks comes out with Dan Snyder. And it's like, come on now. Like, when is this ever going to end? And the first couple of times, like, maybe he can come, he's going to have to go. But the last kind of few months, whenever I see some, I really just like click it, read it, and I'm just scrolling past. It doesn't even, nothing happens for me because like even like some people on Twitter are freaking out about this, like, oh, with the new allegation about the money thing, right? That, he's taking money from season ticket holders, taking the share from the revenue for the NFL. They were freaking out. They were saying, man, Snyder's going to be gone. This is the end of it. And I'm like, guys, don't get your hopes up every time. Like, you've seen what this man has survived, and he's not gone. Like, every couple weeks there's a new allegation and nothing happens. So, like, is there a higher chance that, this week than there was a month ago of him selling the team? Yes, but do I think he's going to sell the team or he's going to get forced out? Probably not, maybe. But like, there's probably other teams doing similar things to what he did, and if they vote him out, they're probably going to get voted out. And yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Same as always, nothing's gonna happen with Daniel Snyder. That's why I'm trying to stay clear of making a video on it. I may make a video on it just for the simple fact of telling guys to relax, because every time something new comes about Daniel Snyder, we always get hyped up and then nothing happens. Nothing's gonna happen. Daniel Snyder's gonna be the owner till he's in his grave. So that means he's gonna be an owner until what? Like I'm 50, 40. We're never gonna steer clear of Daniel Snyder. Simple as that. Nothing's ever gonna happen. I don't think, if anything hasn't happened about the sexual allegations, I don't really think ticket problems are going to happen, stealing revenue. As much as I want it to happen, I don't think it's going to. And yeah, that's how I feel about Daniel Snyder, just because he always seems to get looked at.
Yeah, man, I hope something happens and what's up, Finkel, but I'm not getting my hopes up because I've done it too many times. And yeah, we might be in our 50s, man. We might be in our 50s before Dan Snyder is gone. I mean, what is he right now? 50? I'm trying to look it up.
55 or 54.
57, I think that's what he is. Let me look it up, though. Dan Snyder is 57. He is 57, so I'm not going to speculate on what his age, how long he's going to live for, but we've got a while. We probably got a while unless he sells the team. Like, the only thing, and Kevin Sheehan was talking about this on his channel, the only way, maybe he wants to sell because it's just been so embarrassing for his family, like so embarrassing for his wife, his children, siblings, stuff like, not siblings, but like family in general. What's up, Big Simple 422? Appreciate you coming through. So that is going to do it for the stream. Any last questions, we can go ahead and answer it. But yeah, man, Juan, that was a great stream. Appreciate you coming through. And 12 days till the draft. Like, this time in 12 days, we're going to be sitting there getting our popcorn, watching the draft. I mean, I think it starts after 8. But I am excited. And who knows? Maybe we even trade for, like, maybe we do a draft trading involving some players. Who knows? I'm hoping like a bomb drops on draft night, like last year, where it was like Aaron Rodgers, like that whole thing. I'm hoping something like that happens with like Kyler Murray or someone else.
Let's break it down right quick.
Draft is not gonna start till like 8:15. We know we're gonna be sitting there. Commercial is gonna be rolling. 8:15 is when the draft probably gonna start. We're not gonna get to the 11th pick to about 10 o'clock. We already know how this is gonna go, man. The draft takes forever. Shout out to Jason. How much the chain cost, man? $2, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like nah. Appreciate that, man. But no, really, draft. We know how this is gonna go, man. It's gonna take forever to get to 11th pick. But any last words I have? I just hope we get a game changer, whether it's a receiver, safety, whoever. I just need somebody that's gonna come in here and make a difference for this team and make us win. Like, please, like, come on.
Yep, they got to get the right player. They got to get the right player, or not even the right player. Just get a dog, get a good player, get a good player for sure. So appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everyone in the chat, and yeah, man, peace.
Peace.